What's up, everyone? Champet's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC 307. Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. Unlike last time, I can actually talk normally and I don't have to be so quiet or whatever. Very, very happy about that. Have power back in here in Florida. Didn't really get hit by the hurricane too much, but power went down. That was pretty sucky, so I had to go to a different location to try and go ahead and watch the fights, even because I wasn't even able to watch UFC Paris this past weekend. But we are back. I'm super excited for this card. I'm a women's MMA lover, so we got some freaking amazing fights. Those are the fights I'm most excited about, and I'm probably gonna be able to delve more into. But overall, this card pretty freaking fun. Not necessarily the best name value, but I don't care about name value. I just want some good fights, and we got some good fights, and honestly a lot of hard fights to call. So I think this might be a really hard card to predict, but we'll try my best. I'll tell you where I'm confident, I'll tell you where I'm not confident, as always. So yeah, you'll know probably what I'm going to be on this coming Saturday. Very excited. Let's get into it. Last week's performance, again, this shouldn't be like 14, this should be like 13, but since then, UFC Paris, we went up a few units, and I put in a few bets for Dana White Contender Series. I didn't really talk about those. I wasn't super confident, but I wanted to put some money on Torres Finney. Shout out to him. Got a contract. Very, very happy for him. I don't think he's going to do too great in the UFC so to begin with, but hope for the best for him. He's got a great personality. I love him. But let's go over the results real quick. So, Moicano Saint Denis, I had 2, 3. I think I had, I had 5 bets this card, mainly with the parlay, of course. But let's just go down the line when the fights happen. So I put a very small bet on Balaji Oki. I thought he'd be better in there, and like he probably wouldn't get taken down, and that was true. And that looked like a freaking great bet. Didn't put too much on it, and I'm very glad I didn't. Very, very glad I didn't. I was like, put a bet on it. I think he'll win, but who knows? I don't have the most trust in this guy. If I had a lot of money on him, I would have not been very, very happy at all, because the way he lost hurt my soul, because he got guillotined. He went for a takedown, which he really shouldn't have done, because he was lighting Chris Duncan up on the feet. He went for a takedown, got put in the guillotine, and I mean, that was good night, Irie. He didn't tap, which I really respect. I really respect he didn't tap to that. Yeah, excuse me, can't speak. Kept trying to keep fighting, but the choke was in. Great job by Chris Duncan. Shout out to him, because he talked about how he needed. That was like life-changing money for him. Very, very happy to hear that for Chris Duncan. So if I lost a bet on that card, I'm okay with that being the one. I'm pretty okay with that being the one. Shout out to Chris Duncan. But I do think what Oki showed is, like, I'm actually still impressed by him, and I think there's a good chance he can be actually something here. So yeah. Next fight I had a bet on this card, I believe, it was Daria Zelensikova. Zelensikova versus Eileen Perez. I'm glad I kept this one pretty small too. This one hurt my soul. Daria was lighting up Eileen Perez on the feet, which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Eileen Perez is not good on the feet. Got taken down, and she was like, actually no, I think she took Eileen Perez down, and then got something like that. She did take her down at one point, but and then got put on an arm triangle. Daria, you hurt my soul. That's the reason why I didn't put too much on it. I was thinking Daria wouldn't get finished on the ground. She just might actually just lose, and I was banking on her winning round 3 to begin with. She was looking pretty good round 1. Of course, her striking is no joke, but that takedown defense is not good, and sub defense not good either. So that was not good. I didn't have that much trust in her. I was like, I think she can get one round, but I'll put a little bit on it. Embarrassing, Daria, but I believe in you in the future. As long as you work on that takedown defense and sub defense, you can be something, Daria. I believe in you. And Eileen Perez fade will come eventually. I've been saying that like over and over and over again. She keeps winning. So I props her. She is getting better, to be fair. She is getting better. So yeah, let's see her fight Kayla Harrison next. I want to see what happens. Let's make it happen. I wonder who I'm gonna be on in that fight. Yeah, that was a great win from Eileen Perez, legitimately though. Then I had here Lapilus, Taylor Lapilus to win by decision or round 3 finish. It's a Taylor Lapilus opponent, not opponent, performance. He did what he does. He stays his distance very well. This is a French style, and which is a style I really, really like. So, good job. Yeah, kept his distance, outstruck him. Not much more you can ask for. Go work by Taylor Lapilus. I didn't put too much on it because it's like it's pretty obvious. Like it's like, yeah, this is the bet you're gonna bet if you're picking Lapilus. But I don't want to go too crazy on Lapilus because Vince Morales was on a roll. Momentum's a little scary to go against sometimes, and who knows. That's the reason why I had round 3 is because like, oh yeah, he is short notice, so who knows what he's gonna try to do. But yeah, good work by Lapilus. It does what he usually does. It's a Lapilus fight. Good for him. Next, it was in this parlay, Morgan Charrier. I mean, freaking great performance. Great performance, but kind of to be expected, to be fair. I think they had him on this card for a reason. Get a win. After that, Chepe robbery. I will not forget that. I'm pissed I didn't get my money from that, but whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Morgan looked great. Was able to take down Gabriel Miranda, which was actually something of Gabriel Miranda. Able to take him down and keep himself safe in those positions, which were really the only thing I was like Eddie sort of worried about, but I knew he'd be okay. If he was able to like wrestle and grapple with Chepe, he should be fine. He was. And on the feet, yeah, you could tell there's a big difference. Miranda was able to get some good shots out though, so I got to give credit there to Miranda, who was short notice because Morgan was going to fight AJ Cunningham originally, this was a harder matchup than AJ Cunningham, but great performance by Morgan, finds the KO. Great win. I had a unit depending on him, or unit 33, and one other person which we'll get into. Next fight I had to bet on William Gomis. I wasn't sure I was gonna bet on this, and I ended up betting on it. I was kind of convinced the more and more the week went by. What a great bet. That was a great bet. I wish I put more. Looking back then, it was fair to put 0.5, so I'm not going to be mad at myself. Oh, William Gomis, man. Very impressive. Even if you thought he lost, which I actually thought he won. I thought he rounds 1 and rounds 3. I'm hearing this. Like, I've heard some like wild things said about this fight. Like I didn't think. So Brito had the last moments in round 1. I didn't think that was enough to win the round. Like I didn't think those shots were like the hardest. Like not the hardest. They were clearly the hardest shots in the round, but they were not hard enough to be like, well, that does. William Gomis landed shots that round. He landed some shots that round. Nothing insane, of course, but not like Brito's last shots in the round were crazy insane either. He did have the guillotine in. It was late. It was late in the round. Judges don't really. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. But if it's like that late in the round and then you get it, it's not whatever for them. It's like a Charles Oliveira, Tony Ferguson type thing. Is like, okay, that's scores so high. And Brito had a really good attempt in round 2, which definitely secured him that round. That was a pretty clear round for Brito. I thought round 3 was a clear round for Gomis. The striking was a thing of beauty, and I was writing my breakdown was like, guys who move very well and are very defensively sound definitely can beat Brito. Brito was swinging and missing. He was missing a good amount in this fight. This Gomis guy is pretty freaking good. Like, he's young and he's showing like good improvements. You can definitely tell in that time off he's gotten a lot better, and I'm impressed by this guy. I've never picked against him in the UFC, and he's been working out. He's not lost. So I like this William Gomis guy. I think he's pretty darn good. So maybe not championship level as of yet, but who knows? He's still young, like I said. He can keep getting better. I did think William Gomis won, and great freaking bet. That worked out very well. So thank you, Gomis. And then my boy Nasruddin Imavov. I love this guy so much. He pulled through again for me. That was my biggest bet of the card. My night was basically dependent on Nasruddin Imavov, and I was very confident going into this fight. Round 1 had me so scared, so scared. Like, why isn't he getting up? Why? But I was thinking, it may be better to stay in why risk it against Brendan Allen on the ground? And I think he talked after the fight. It's like, I'm not really in a position to go ahead and try and do that. Obviously, he could have, but like, it's so dangerous against Brendan Allen on the ground. You can't risk it. You can't risk it like that. So, Nasruddin Imavov, props to him for being disciplined. Actually, like a lot of props to him, I think, on that. But in rounds 2 and 3, he did his thing. That takedown defense was on display, and the grappling and wrestling looked good in those rounds. He said, I want to get back and show I can grapple and wrestle too, which he absolutely can. Nasruddin Imavov is really good. He's definitely one of the best in this division. Well, I'll talk about this later, but Imavov outstruck him rounds 2, round 3. Round 3, Brendan Allen had some pretty freaking good moments on the feet, but those we don't have to talk about this. Like, I've talked about it, but people aren't talking about this dude. Nasruddin Imavov is one of the best chins in the UFC. He does. It's maybe not Vettori level. We don't know that, of course. Vettori's been hitting some of the crazy shots ever, but his chin is taking some pretty freaking insane shots from pretty heavy punchers, and he can take it. This guy's got a good chin, and he's like, man, let's go. As he goes in this French accent, let's go. But just incredible performance by Nasruddin Imavov to be able to come in, win rounds 2, round 3. Again, people doubting his cardio, which again, of course, not a great look in the 3-rounder because he. Oh, well, to be fair, he looked fine. I think in round 3 until that like last takedown attempt, Brendan Allen shot, which is like very, very close to the end of the round, where like Imavov like steps off like to the cage, looks up at the clock. That was bad. But I'm gonna be like, that's a 3-rounder. I think his cardio was way better, and like him being ready, he's had trouble in 3-rounders before, and it didn't look as bad as like it hasn't looked like the Joaquin Buckley fight comes to mind, where it's like that was bad. He's gotten a lot better with the cardio. Still needs some work. That's like always gonna be the big worry with the Imavov, and Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen's a great win. That's a great win to have on your resume. Brendan Allen's not no bum. He's not no bum. And to have the adversity that Imavov had, and I guess 2 fights in a row, because Cannonier won round 1 in that fight, and then Allen won round 1 in this fight. Able to come back and do good. Man, props to him. I love me some Nasruddin Imavov. I think he's the real deal. Against Dricus, that's the nightmare matchup. I won't lie. That's the nightmare matchup. Can Imavov win? Absolutely. I think Imavov has the best chance of the guys in like close to fighting Dricus now to put him out, to specifically put him out, not necessarily win, but put him out, because that striking it's supreme. It's supremely nice. And Dricus absolutely can get hit. Dricus is tough to put out. Let's be real. I'm not denying that, but Imavov, it's hard. And he can crack. And I think he can be the guy to crack Dricus. If it does go later rounds, I don't like it. I don't like it for Imavov. I'm scared. But I'm very interested in that fight in the future, and I'd be very curious what the odds would be on that fight. So it's something I want my boy Imavov to win, because I've loved this guy from the beginning. I've always liked Dricus too, but I like me some Imavov. I like me some middleweights, I guess, even though it's kind of the weight class I don't have a high opinion of, but they do me good betting wise. So yeah, Caio Borralho, Nasruddin Imavov, Dricus du Plessis, they've been doing me good. So shout outs to them. Anyway, that went longer than I thought it would, but let's get on to the actual card. That was the Paris card. I'll go through this one quicker. Go through my picks overall. I was 9-14. I did pretty good. I thought I did pretty okay. Already talked about this one. I went with Nora Canole. Goodness, that cardio was bad. That was bad. Cavalcanti hurt her. I thought Nora would have more success with like pushing Cavalcanti. Props to Cavalcanti. I was thinking about putting a bet on this one, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. And I'm very glad I didn't. Good work by Cavalcanti. She's looking like something pretty good at bantamweight. So maybe look out for Cavalcanti in the future. I'm liking her. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Cavalcanti. So good stuff from her. Daniel Barez versus Victor Altamirano. I went with Barez. I wasn't confident. This was like my least confident pick on that card, and I went with Barez to win a decision just because Altamirano's a tough son of a gun. And man, he is a tough son of a gun, because Barez He was close to finishing him a few times, and nope, Victor Altamirano is still there, ready to go. A flyweight Tony Ferguson that's not as good, basically. But Perez definitely, I thought he definitely wanted to fight, and he won the most rounds. So what's round 1 and round 2, I believe. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was round 2 was close, but I'm forgetting. It's been a bit. But I thought it was a pretty clear Perez win. Talked about this one. We talked about this one. Ludovic Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. I didn't talk about this one. Not the best performance by Ludovic Klein. I do think Ludovic is still pretty good, but I mean he definitely didn't cover his price tag against Roosevelt Roberts. I mean I think that is the credit to Roberts, to be honest. He looked pretty good like early on. I'm not necessarily like world beater good, not like that, but he definitely gave Klein problems with like the reach and length of him, since he's a very long body at lightweight. But Ludovic Klein able to take the fight down and win like that. Didn't make it pretty, but it was an intelligent win. It's like, I'm not winning here, why risk it? I'm just gonna get out of here with the win. I'm already high enough in this division. Let's get a win. So fair play. I thought it was a smart win by Ludovic Klein, but not the greatest. Omar Sy wins decision against Daun Jung. Daun Jung. I think it was Daun Jung, but like changed the name, I think. But anyways, I know who this guy is. I wasn't super confident in Omar Sy as other people were, but I did end up picking him. Man, I was glad to be not confident in him, because Jung had him in some like pretty dicey moments. I was like, what the hell is Omar Sy doing? He's young though. This was a tough test. This was a tough test by any means. So I'm not gonna put like, oh, this is so bad. He's not gonna be anything. I'm not gonna say that at all by any means, because Jung is actually pretty good. So to have this kind of tough a test and to have adversity and still win, good for Sy. I think that's probably beneficial for him in the long run. So good for Sy. I think he can still make some noise in this division. Not super confident in him, but we'll see. He's still young. Kutelaba versus Urslan. Urslan hurt his leg midway through the fight. Early on in the fight, Ian Kutelaba dropped him. It was pretty sucky look for Urslan. He didn't do so good. I was like, what are you doing wrestling so much in this last round? What are you doing? His leg was hurt. I was like, oh. After the fight, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I get it. I get why you tried to do that. Kutelaba, great performance, like on the feet and on the ground, because Urslan's a pretty good striker, and like I talked to him on the video how he has great recoverability. That was definitely on display in this one, where Kutelaba dropped him, but he freaking just popped right back up. Kutelaba stayed on him, did good work, did enough to definitely get a decision. It was pretty clear, I thought. I'm trying to remember, was that a split decision? It might have been, and that was pretty insane. That was pretty insane that it was a split decision. I was like, there's literally no way that Kutelaba lost this fight. Actually insane. I don't remember off the top of my head. Next fight of the card. I wish I put money on this. I'm so mad at myself I didn't put money on this. It is what it is. Faraz. What a freaking KO. I was saying in the video, I can see Faraz get a KO just because of how Matt Frevola fights. Not necessarily the way I thought it would get a KO, because he really, not necessarily how Matt Frevola fights was why it happened. It happened because Faraz made it, like, set it up perfectly. That knee heard around the world. Holy cow. That was one of the nastiest KOs of the year. Not as good as like Max Holloway's KO. Nothing's gonna be as good as that. That would win KO of the year most other years. What a freaking finish by Faraz. And he looked the best he's ever looked. Takedown defense on point. Grappling on point. Striking. I mean, we already knew this guy's striking is good. Great performance from Faraz. Made me freaking proud. I like me from Faraz. I don't think I've ever picked against him. Maybe against Terrence McKinney, but I don't even think so. I think I went with Faraz there, and he freaking lost. This guy's good, and I think it's people realize now. Hey, this guy's a favorite for a reason on this fight. Start as underdog, turned into a favorite. Great win by Faraz. Very impressed. Talked about that one. This one, Brian Battle versus Kevin Jose, great fight. These two are some. I really like these guys at middleweight. I like both guys, Jose and Brian Battle. And I feel like I hit the nail. I'm talking about. I hit it right on the mark. I said Kevin Jose's head movement is gonna get in the way here. Exactly what it was. I will say Brian Battle's head movement's a little like he's gonna hit a little too much. He's a freaking dog though. Both these guys are dogs. But hey, Battle put it on him. You can see now that he's absolutely implemented wrestling as well as pace into his game now at middleweight. He didn't necessarily have before. He has that now for sure. Great display from Brian Battle. This dude is the real deal, and I think he's like ranked level at this point. I get work on that defense, Brian Battle. I believe in you. Work on that defense. If he works on that defense, he could be so good. Because he's really good everywhere. I love this guy. I think he's gonna be really good. And Kevin Jose losing Brian Battle. Brian Battle is really good. He's probably gonna bounce back and get a good win. Yeah, I like me some Kevin Jose too. So no shame losing the Brian Battle. Talked about this one, and we go to the main event. I thought Benoit Saint Denis would be able to find a finish on the feet against Renato Moicano with some big hooks and a brawl, and that could take it down. He got taken down pretty freaking quick by Renato Moicano. Amazing work by Moicano. Insane 10-8 round one. He smoked Benoit Saint Denis so bad in round one, and it was pretty much and you couldn't come back from it. You couldn't come back from the damage he gave Benoit Saint Denis in round one. Benoit Saint Denis is so tough. Is so tough. This guy's not gonna go out unless the freaking doctor makes him stop, or if he literally can't operate anymore. Benoit Saint Denis is so tough, and you got to give him credit to that. But it was a beautiful takedown by Renato Moicano. I don't think necessarily Benoit Saint Denis is necessarily bad. I think people are going to start that narrative now. He got caught by a freaking great takedown entry by Renato Moicano, who has phenomenal grappling. I knew on the ground it'd be it could definitely be dicey, especially if Moicano's on top. I thought Benoit Saint Denis would be able to keep himself safe in good positions, but I mean he got put in probably the worst position as early as possible, and Moicano capitalized. He basically took round two off. I was like, why is Moicano shooting some of these takedowns? But it's I don't think he was actually shooting those takedowns. I think he was conserving himself, and it's all that damage on BSD's face. If I just keep jabbing, doing nice shots, not playing it safe, played it great. He's gonna win like that. Phenomenal job by Renato Moicano. So props to him. I think that was a very impressive performance. So yeah, that's the breakdown. That took way longer than I thought it would, but let's just get right into it. UFC 307. Let's get into it. This is a tough fight, but there's gonna be some fights I'm gonna be screw this fight. I don't even want to pick a side, but whatever, I will. This one a little bit like that, but not so much. I'm going to go with Court McGee. I'm going to go with Court McGee to win as decision. He's not going to finish. It's either Tim Means gets a finish or either of them wins a decision. I think Court McGee wins a decision. Power of Utah. Court McGee is freaking jacked for this camp. He is jacked. And maybe he's on all the roids in the world and wants to make a statement in Utah. I think he's gonna be able to get top time on Tim Means. On the feet, I don't like Court that much on this fight, but I think if he sticks to wrestling, I think he can absolutely get this done. And I think that he should know that's the path to victory. And if he takes that path, he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it. On the feet, it's gonna be super dicey. He can absolutely get chinned by Tim Means. It's very possible. Court McGee's a tough guy though, so I don't think he will get chinned. The chin is not the same as it was before. You have to not be able to chin this guy by any means, but not the same chin. But I can't probably see butt so much. Whatever. My point is, I do think Court McGee wins. Am I gonna bet it? I don't think I'm gonna bet the money line, but I do think I'm gonna bet the plus 3.5. It's an interesting line. It's not as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. It's minus 135 plus 3.5 Court McGee. In Utah's home, I think he can absolutely get a win. This fight, this feels like a 29-28 either way. I think a split decision, very possible here. I think the plus 3.5 is a great bet. I think I have to bet that. So I think that's gonna be the bet to look for on this fight. In terms of like sig strikes, more takedowns. Court McGee, I bet you those odds are gonna be disgusting on a line like that. Not up on Bovada right now, but yeah, I think more takedowns is the way to go if you want to bet like something like that. And over probably be all right. Plus over 2.5 minus 205. That's nasty. Probably hits. I wouldn't touch it though. I like Court McGee plus 3.5 here. Next fight up the card. Oh, speaking of fights to say screw you, screw this fight. The pick. If OSP can fight his last fight like he did, he's absolutely live to win this fight. At altitude, at span at altitude, you can't trust him. Don't put your money on this fight. If you're gonna put the money on this fight, maybe, but that's like minus money now. It's not. I was gonna say like probably like under 1 round. Maybe like span under 1 round. I'm gonna go span. I think I am gonna go span to get a KO round 1 because OSP's so slow. He's so slow. And I think he gets caught, but if it goes up to round 1, all bets are off. You can't count on Span to freaking get it done. And maybe he fights different because it's on altitude. I don't know. You can't trust these guys. Do not bet this fight for the love of God. Yeah, I don't think I can give like a 6 strike bet or a maybe more takedown Span, but don't do it. I think just don't do it. I think Span hurts OSP in the first and gets it done, but not trustworthy. Here we go. Carlos Esparza versus Tisha Pennington 2, the second fight, because they fought on Tough, I believe. So I'm very, very excited for this fight. This is shocking. That's hard to believe, but I love me some Tisha Pennington in this fight. I love Tisha in this fight. I think she's gonna maybe not whoop, but she's gonna put it on Carlos Esparza. With how fights are being judged now, it plays more into how Tisha Pennington fights more than how Carlos Esparza fights, especially at this point in their career compared to the last point in their career when they fought. Tisha's great takedown defense, tiny tornado. I mean, Carlos Esparza's a tiny girl herself, but I think Tisha's speed is gonna be too much. Trains at altitude, I think, is huge. I know a lot of people are gonna bring up Carlos Esparza is a mother. I guess that's fair. Although Tisha on her last fight, mother too, should have won that fight against Tabitha Ricci. I'm not happy I didn't get that bet. Thank God I bet plus 3.5 on that fight. I'm not happy still about that, but we live, we move on. Carlos Esparza has been out for so long too. I think this is Tisha. I think she's gonna land way more volume. I think 6 strikes, Tisha, probably pretty good to go. I don't think Carla's gonna get many takedowns. Since she does, Tisha's gonna pop right back up because tiny tornado. And we definitely know that Tisha's still in this game. We know Tisha's still in this game. Carlos Esparza retiring. This is her last fight. So yeah, I expect Tisha to show I'm still in this game. I'm ready to go. Honestly, you can argue these last 2 losses are wins. Maybe this is not as relevant since these were a while ago, but that one is relevant. Tabitha Ricci, does she have better takedowns than Carla? I don't think so. No, she's better striking. Yeah, she does, but I don't think to be crazy about. But I don't think Carlos Esparza's striking is anything to be lauded, really. I don't think her striking is anything that great. So I love Tisha in this spot. I think I'm going to have to bet her. I have to bet her here. I think I'm going to take her, probably her money line. So I love Tisha all day here. Next fight up the card. Another fight is like, screw this fight. I don't want to freaking pick this. Alexander Hernandez for Austin Hubbard. My head is telling me Alexander Hernandez, but like, I can't trust this guy. Also, there is a thing going on with Factory X. Like the gym is, I don't really know too much about it, but like something about the gym like breaking up or something. Like Brandon Royval now has his own thing. He's fighting next week. Let's go Royval because I think we're gonna go with Royval in that next fight. But I'm that's a bit of a worry. What happened to my boy Zalal? What happened? I want to look more into that, but I'm not putting a bet on this fight. Don't worry. If I do, it's be very small. But I don't even. Not these guys. Not these guys. I'm gonna go Austin Hubbard. He's been training with Bilal and Ignacio Bahamondes, so that's good. I think that's a good sign for Austin Hubbard. He didn't win his last fight. Figlak should have won that fight. I felt I got robbed there. Whatever. It is what it is. I think Austin Hubbard, if he can survive round 1 and get going mid to late round 2, I think he can win this fight, basically. And I think that's what I'm going to rely on. I know do have to worry about cardio. I mean, Alexander Hernandez trains at altitude in Denver with Factory X, not anymore, but he has been. And for what has that gotten him? His cardio's not been so great. It's short notice, too. Bit of a worry. I think I like Austin Hubbard to be able to assert himself later on as the fight goes. Out of curiosity, what is the plus 3.5 on Austin Hubbard? I don't. Can't speak. What is the 3.5 Austin Hubbard? Minus 135. That might, if I were to play that fight, that would probably be it. But I don't like most takedowns, more takedowns, more strikes, six strikes kind of thing. I'm not crazy about that. So yeah, that's how I feel about that one. Next fight up the card: Ihor Pereira versus Cesar Almeida. This fight, not. It should be fun. This will be a fun one for sure. I love me some Ihor. I am a Ihor enjoyer. I do think he actually is getting better. I do. But yeah, I do think Almeida wins a decision. I will say a decision. I like the over here. I'm tempted to bet it. I'm very tempted to bet it. I'm not sure if I will. Here it is. Is it? And oh, it's so tempting because Ihor's last fight, like over 1.5. His last, or not last fight. That was Michelle. But that was short notice. I'm throwing that out there. His fight before, actually, that fight was short notice too. Actually, I'm thinking about it. It's pretty wild to think about. He just had multiple short notice fights in a row. Good man, Ihor, company man. He wrestled a bunch, and in Cesar Almeida's last fight, he got wrestled. Ihor would be dumb not to try and implement some wrestling here, and I think he will. And because of that, I do think it can go decision. I do worry about Ihor's gas tank. But Cesar Almeida, he's not a guy to really push crazy pace. He can absolutely knock out Ihor. I get that. He's a good kickboxer. Ihor's a pretty good kickboxer too. I wouldn't be shocked if he knocks out Cesar Almeida either. Kopylov knocked Almeida down bad. Kopylov way better striker than Ihor though. Let's be real. I think Almeida is going to be the one to be able to like as the fight goes on, like I think rounds 2, round 3, he's gonna be able to land the better shots and win the fight like that. I think is what I'm ultimately going with. I do think the odds are off. I don't think Almeida's bettable at this price at all. If you're gonna be on a money line side, I think Ihor is the side to go on. Maybe there's an arb opportunity if like Ihor does get the grappling going early. I wouldn't be shocked if Almeida just randomly flips to a dog early on, or at least she'll be pick'em. At least she'll be pick'em if it goes how I think it might go, where it's like Ihor gets a takedown, it's on top. It might just be Ihor on the fence, like holding Almeida, similar to how he did breast check. But not super confident that if I do make an over bet, it'd be pretty small. It's just because it's plus money. It looks interesting. I think there's like actually value there. So that's my thought process on it. So I don't discount Ihor's chances in this, but I feel like I gotta go Almeida here. Next fight up the card: Marina Rodriguez versus Yasmin Lucindo. I'm so excited for this fight. This is a great fight. I'm going with Marina Rodriguez to win a decision. This is a great fight though, and I do think Yasmin Lucindo is the future. I do think she's the future. Future's not now. The future's not now. Marina Rodriguez is still really good. I like the metrics advantages she has here. I think on the feet, it's freaking not even close. The goes Lucindo has been. This is a massive step up. So she fought Yasmin Haragui. Losing her, no problem. Maybe not hurting her is not the best thing in the world, but I don't think it's that bad. Like that was a good performance, even though it's a loss. I'm not gonna trash that at all. I think that's legitimately her best win. Besides maybe Carolina, but I'll talk about that one. Brogan Walker. I don't even need to talk about that one. I think not good. Polyana Viana by sub. Like, okay, you sub Polyana Viana. Welcome to the club. Not that Polyana Viana's bad, but Lucindo was a favorite there, like a pretty big favorite there for a reason. And then Karolina Kowalkiewicz, she was a massive favorite there. Like, Kowalkiewicz was on a win streak. Who was she beating? She was beating girls that were not bad matchups for her. They were fine matchups for her, and Karolina could beat. Karolina got taken down by Diana Belbitsa. Like, I like Diana Belbitsa. I actually really like her, but that should tell you everything. If Belbitsa can get her down, definitely Lucindo can. Now she's going from Karolina Kowalkiewicz, who's so old. It hurts my soul because I love Karolina. To now Marina Rodriguez. We're talking to the big fish, one of the better fighters in this division by far. Great striking, and I get why Lucindo's probably the favorite. It's because of the wrestling. It's because of the age difference. But like I said, with it was Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso, which I picked Valentina Shevchenko. Age does not matter as crazy as much as in women's MMA as it does men's MMA, especially if you've been seeing how these people have been fighting, and it's like they're not slowing down. Marina Rodriguez has not been slowing down. Losing to Jessica Andrade, which arguably she could have won, and I think should have won, if I'm honest. I was there live. I was rooting for her. Didn't have a bet on her, but I love me some Marina Rodriguez. That kind of asinine. And at these odds right now, these odds are insane. I have to be on Marina Rodriguez. She's too good. She's too good, especially at altitude, which I do know for a fact Lucindo has not flown in super early or anything like that for altitude. So with a wrestle heavy game plan, she very well might get tired. Well, Marina Rodriguez is going to be trying to strike the whole time. How she strikes, she doesn't try to go crazy with it. Lucindo, a little bit. She does do that a little bit. So maybe a good live spot for Marina Rodriguez. I think that's possible. Marina Rodriguez is so tested, fought the best girls in the division. I think this is where Lucindo gets another loss. I don't think Lucindo is bad. I think she will be top 15. Well, she already is top 15. Top 10 easily. Maybe even top 5. I'll say top 5 easily in the future. But not now. It's not now. She's got so much time. She's so young. Close to my age, actually. It's pretty crazy. But I love Marina Rodriguez here. I think she's gonna get it done. Actually, what's a plus 3.5 out of curiosity? I haven't checked that. Minus 165. I feel like I'd rather just play the money line. At that point. Yeah, give me Marina Rodriguez to win. Maybe I do take the plus 3.5, but I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to go crazy about the plus 3.5s when they're not like close to evens, at least. Unless they're Tabitha Ricci. Unless that's her. Give me Marina Rodriguez. Already said that. Next fight, the card. I want to say screw you this fight, but no. I like this fight a lot. This is a good fight. I do want to bring up something. If you look at Joaquin Buckley's Instagram, so I want to bring that up right now because it's really funny to me. Maybe I'm like a child on the inside and I think everything is funny. It's maybe not that funny, but if it will freaking load, what is taking so long? Come on, there we go. And if I open it up on StreamYard, present share screen. You will see Joaquin Buckley's Instagram is him with Habib. I don't even know what you call it. The hair, the hat. He's coming here to wrestle. I don't think it's gonna be a fun fight. If Joaquin Buckley has his way, basically, is what I'm saying. And since I have that, I don't think Joaquin Buckley is going to stray from that. I don't think he's gonna be lying to us with this. And he showed in the recent Boa fight, he can wrestle. He did show he can wrestle against Rizabov, which, to be honest, I don't think is that crazy. I don't think Rizabov's that great at all. Just being honest. But I think he'd be able to be athletic enough to get Wonderboy down. I hate the odds. I think the odds are just way too wide, and it's unplayable at this point. Who knows what Wonderboy's gonna look like after being gone for so long? I mean, how long has it been? Like almost a year. Wild. But Wonderboy's still good. If it's on the feet, he's live against anyone. He's definitely live against Buckley. So I think the youth does actually come into play in this fight, and yeah, I think you have to grapple and wrestle to win. I think Buckley knows the assignment here. I'm not super duper high on Buckley's wrestling grappling, which is why I'm definitely not putting my money on him here. And if he's dumb enough to freaking strike with, that would be bad. That would be bad. And it is a worry at altitude. I must say, it is a worry at altitude. I don't know if I can really trust him at altitude. He's had a good amount of time to prepare, so I imagine he should be ready, but you never know. You never know. So yeah, I will say that with this fight. Next fight of the card, Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. Although at the press conference, it seems like this fight's next, but whatever. Go with Tapology order. Oh yeah, I forgot. Most takedowns, Buckley. That's a lock. Wonderboy not going for no takedown. You can parlay that with everything. You'll either void your bet or you'll just get another cent or whatever. I'm not actually telling you to do that, but that's safe to go. But 6 strikes, I don't want to do that for this fight. Over, under, I think it goes over, but I'm not super confident. I'm not confident at all. It's very possible it can go under. Anyways, now talking about Kevin Holland versus Roman Dolidze. This is another fight where I say, screw you. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm going Kevin Holland. I think he wins. I'll go decision. I just think Kevin Holland's way better. I don't rate Roman Dolidze at all. Roman Dolidze at altitude. I just have to tell you that unbettable. You cannot bet this guy. I refuse to bet on this guy. Unbettable for me, I should say. He's so slow, Roman Dolidze, and like, I wouldn't be surprised if Holland does get a finish late. Roman Dolidze's asking to get finished. He, like, in these fights, Nastyanimov probably should have got a finish against him, but he's not his best 5-rounder. Nastyanimov, he looked better than I thought when I did a rewatch of it, but like Imavov, like enough. That was when he was not so great in 5-rounders. I think he's better now. But I do wonder about Kevin Holland at altitude too. I do wonder about that. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to get Roman Dolidze is gonna be able to get a hold of Holland. But Holland does have a black belt. I do think it's probably level. It's probably Dolidze does have the better grappling. But man, that look against Smith was so bad. To lose round 3 to Anthony Smith, how he... I can't with this guy. I think he's so bad. I always pick against him willingly. With Holland, you have to worry, is he even going to try to win? Is he even really going to try to win? You don't truly know. It's hard to trust your money on him. I don't think I can. But I can kind of get why he's the favorite, because I think he'll be able to keep it on the feet and like turn around and like circle out, and not really be in the way. Roman Dolidze is just all hooks and overhands on the feet. He has nothing else. On the feet. He's good grappling. His wrestling is not so great. Yeah, it's hard though. But Kevin Holland's chin, unreal chin. I don't like Roman Dolidze altitude ever. So yeah, I want to say over, but these guys are finishers. It is a little bit of a worry, but they are super durable, so I get why it is like that. More 6 strikes Holland, I guess, but I don't want to touch that. If like Dolidze maybe gets some success with some random takedown, which who knows, it's possible. It's such a volatile fight. Stay away. For your sanity's sake, stay away. So yeah. I'll take Kevin Holland. Not super confident. Next, we have the card: Kayla Harrison versus Ketlin Vieira. This is an interesting one because I don't think Ketlin Vieira is as out of this fight as other people think she is. I am ultimately going to go with Kayla Harrison by KO round 1. I think she wants to make a statement. But do I think Kayla Harrison by decision is very possible? Absolutely freaking lootly. Do I think Ketlin Vieira round 3 finish is possible? I do think that's possible. But I am going to lean with Kayla Harrison getting an early finish. I think she'll get Vieira down, land good elbows, win like that. I don't want to put my money anywhere near this fight. I'm just not interested. Ketlin is too good to be this much of dog numbers. But like Ketlin Vieira, no fight. I will say this: no fighter makes me more mad to watch them fight than Ketlin Vieira. Why? Because she can be so damn good. She can be so good. She doesn't know how big she is. She doesn't know that she's a freaking big bantamweight. She's big herself. She's massive for the weight class. She doesn't, but it's like, doesn't realize that you can use it more. Use your length. Oh, just your striking is pretty good. Ketlin Vieira could beat a Prime Nunes, and that's fine. See, it feels so wild to say, but Ketlin Vieira's never put it together. She's never put it together. But if she did, she could be so good. I'm going to say could, not saying she would. And she gets in her own way over and over and over and over. And I think it happens again. I think it happens again and again and again. That's why it's like Ketlin Vieira is so frustrating me. And I never pick her to win fights because of that. But she's good. She's a good fighter. Wait, who did she fight last? Oh, I did pick her to win that fight, but besides the point. Ketlin is just not nutcase, not head case. She's a head case. And yeah, I think that happens again here. I do think Kayla Harrison gets a finish. She tries to make a statement. It's like, hey, I would beat these girls in the main event easy. Not so sure. Pena, yeah, but talk about Raquel. But yeah, Kayla Harrison finish. I wouldn't suggest betting on this fight though. Maybe Ketlin live. I don't think she does good round 1, but like, I don't think a live bet would be the worst thing you could ever do, especially if she's like not dead. I don't think it's the worst thing you could do, especially at altitude. Who knows how Kayla is going to be? Not necessarily super confident Ketlin at altitude, but I think the value of the odds after round 1 would just like, what the hell kind of thing. So, yeah. Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista. So many people are on Jose Aldo. So many bettors are on Jose Aldo. Yet the line hasn't moved. That's not why I'm making this bet, but I'm going Mario Batista win by decision. Probably goes to decision this fight. But these odds are starting to get crazy in my eyes. And it's not, and I think Batista should be like minus 150. Like, I think Mario Batista wins this fight. And people are like, what the hell? What are you coming from? Here's why I think Mario Batista wins this fight. Crazy cardio. His cardio is freaking insane. He's got great volume, which a lot of the guys Jose Aldo has trouble with. Great volume, great cardio. He's going to keep coming forward. Has pretty good lateral movement, to be honest. When looking at the tape, I was actually kind of surprised by that. Okay. He can definitely do cage pushing. He's pretty good against the cage, as shown in the Blackshear fight. People say he lost that fight. I thought he won that, but it was very close. And Blackshear's really good. And now people are talking about, like, oh, he beat Ricky Simon. Ricky Simon's a bum. He lost to Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius Oliveira is really good. The people Ricky Simon's been losing to are really good. Mario Batista's not bad by any means. And I think that kind of pace can really melt. Maybe not melt, but like it's going to get to Aldo, I really think. And Aldo at altitude is a worry. We've seen Mario Batista at altitude before still show his insane cardio. We've seen it. Mario Batista's freaking good. And people, I don't think people realize yet. I think for me, it's a must bet. For me, it's a must bet to be on Mario Batista. At these odds, at where he's at right now, is wild. I have to bet it. I get why people are on Aldo, but like it's not the same. Mario Batista is not Jonathan Martinez. I picked against I picked Aldo in that fight, and I was on Jonathan Martinez all week. But I was like, I can't pick Jonathan Martinez ever in my life. This guy, I don't think he's that good. And he is good, of course, but is how I am. But Mario Batista, he's one of the best guys at MMA Lab for a reason. This guy's good. They always come in with great game plans, and he's gonna try and cage push Aldo. I like the fact that he's been saying in all his interviews, I don't care about the fans. he's not going to make this a fun fight just to make it a fun fight. He's gonna make it a fight that's good for him. He doesn't care. He just wants to win. And I like that betting wise. I think Mario Batista's gonna put it on Aldo. He's got good volume. He may get cracked a bit, but when was Aldo's last finish? It's been since 2019. I'm pretty sure. Not the Moicano, I believe. He's not finished anyone since then. He's hurt. I know he's hurt. Font, who hasn't? Let's be real. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, but Trevin Jones hurt Batista." That's like one of the only things Trevin Jones can do. Like he can hurt people. He's got power, but he's not really good at. Elsewhere, and he doesn't throw his hands too much. But if he can land a shot, he can put out a lot of dudes. And Mario Batista's come a long way from then. He's not necessarily fought the best competition. I'd say Blackshear and Simone are definitely good competition. He fought Sandhagen back in the day a while ago. I think that was even short notice. Don't quote me on that, but Mario Batista's the real deal. I think he shows that on Saturday against Jose Aldo. So yeah. Also, this is not necessarily a point, but I think maybe we'll give it to some people. I'm pretty sure this is Jose Aldo's last fight on his contract, and maybe got a renewal on his deal. He wants to fight O'Malley. I heard that, but I definitely knew going into this fight, this is Aldo's last fight on his contract. While Mario Batista signing this fight got a new contract. So if that matters to you, if that kind of thing matters to you, there. But besides that, I think legitimately the fight reasons, it leans Mario Batista. This kind of style of fight is not good for Aldo. So yeah, give me Mario Batista. Next fight up the card, Raquel Pennington, Rocky versus the Venezuelan Vixen, Juliana Pena. I'm actually super excited for this, genuinely. I know a lot of people are not, and I can't understand. I'm a women's MMA enjoyer. I can't help myself, but I love Raquel Pennington. Not just in this fight, just in general, but I love her in general. But you know what? I'm gonna go crazy. Round 4 sub. Hey, I think it's very possible. Maybe round 3, maybe round 4. I don't think a round 5 sub would happen, but who knows? If GDR can sub Pena, so can Raquel. But why do I like Raquel? This is my favorite bet of the card. I think she's going to smoke Pena. I don't think Pena is that great. Honestly, I think Raquel is literally better everywhere. I think she's literally better everywhere in comparison to Pena. That's just what I think. Probably the closest areas wrestling. It may be jiu-jitsu. I don't even think jiu-jitsu though, but wrestling, I'd say. But Raquel, Pena is really gritty. She can push a pace. Raquel can do that. Raquel does that. Now we're at altitude. Raquel trains at Denver. He trains at Denver. There's a higher altitude than Salt Lake City where they're fighting now. I know for a fact Pena in her MMA Junkie interview said, "I'm not training any altitude. I'm just be in shape. Just be in shape like my trainer said or whatever." It's I fought in Denver and Salt Lake City before, and I felt fine until she lost those fights. But besides the point, and that not to mention 2-year layoff off of many injuries, rib injury. That's not good. That's not good. She might be rusty early on. I think Raquel can box the crap out of her. She knows exactly what's coming with Juliana Pena, with her. I want to see Drickus type. A little disrespectful to Drick. Juliana Pena wants so Drickus could run. Nah, I'm joking, of course, but the striking is not good, and Raquel can definitely crack her. I know a lot of people are probably going to be this fight's going to go to decision. I'm not so sure. I think Raquel is super durable. I do think she's super durable. And I know Juliana Pena is never going to quit. And if she's not going to quit, I get that. And it's not going to be of her choosing. But Raquel can absolutely catch her in a submission. I think she can drop her on the feet. Maybe make it similar to Chasson, where it's she drops her, then gets a club and sub kind of thing. So honestly, a bet I am looking at. I have Raquel Pennington money line. I love that. I love that bet personally. But another bet I'm looking at is Raquel Pennington. Where is it? Please tell me it's on here. It's like Raquel Pennington finish only, because I do not see her getting finished. I just don't see it. I have a hard time seeing that happen. And it's like but it voids if it goes to decision. Not because she's gonna lose a decision. I don't think it will, but I think it's like pretty safe. And I bet you the odds on that will be not too bad. If I look on FightOdds.io, out of curiosity, just want to take a look. Raquel Pennington minus 5.5 is not too bad. Plus 130. I don't hate that. I wouldn't put too much on it, to be fair, but I don't hate that, because Raquel does kind of fight a little close, and she does have like fight IQs, like, what are you doing? But hoping that's a little better here. And even then, I don't think that really matters here in this matchup, because I think she's better than Pena everywhere, and I do think she'll be able to hold her against defense if that's what she so wants. If she so wants it, she can light her up on the feet. She can clinch her. She can wrestle her. I think she could do it all. I think she can stop her too. Minus 115 for Raquel Pennington. Scorecards, no action. I think I gotta play that. I have to play that, and I think I'm gonna make it a pretty big bet, because I don't think she gets finished. But yeah, I love me some Raquel Pennington here. She's my favorite bet of the card. Against Kayla Harrison, I don't hate her chances. I'm gonna be on, just because I know early on it's not 3-rounder, it's 5-rounder. Early on she's going to get beat up bad. I totally get that. But Raquel Pennington's super durable against Kayla Harrison. And in round 3, round 4, round 5, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked that Raquel wins that. I'm just saying, because this is ain't the PFL. Pacheco is good. I don't know if she's that good, but just saying, don't be shocked. And yeah, I like Raquel Pennington to win this fight. 36 years of age. So freaking what? Again, women's divisions. Age doesn't matter nearly as much. So yeah, give me Raquel Pennington all day. My favorite bet of the card. And then we got Alex Poatan Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree Jr., the Warhorse. Do I pick against Pereira again? No, I'm not doing this time. Go around 2 KO. Yeah, I'm not like ultra at the odds. It's just no bet. I can't bet. I'm just gonna enjoy this fight. Just saying that straight up. Khalil definitely can catch him. He's not like he's bad by any means. He's a southpaw, which is good against Poatan for the most part, and he definitely does check leg kicks. So those help. Those definitely help. Him not doing so great against Jacoby, a little bit of a worry. Poatan necessarily fights the same as Jacoby, but he is a really good kickboxer, and we know that. I think Poatan's a little too good on the feet. Yeah, Khalil's fast, but timing of Poatan's really good. I wouldn't be. This feels weird to say, and I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. But I wouldn't be shocked if, like, not shocked. I should say maybe it might be smart for Poatan just to wrestle. And it's not because of like he needs to. I'm not saying that by any means, but it's like he might just be better than Roundtree there. And I wouldn't say that about many other guys in this division, but it might be this guy because Poatan is huge, and I do think he might be able to. Training with Glover, I mean, you surely have to be getting some things. I get it though. Training at Utah, a little bit of a worry, so I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think Poatan by sub is gonna happen like many other people are saying. But Pereira, I think, does get the win here. I think he's too dangerous on the feet. Both guys are super dangerous, but yeah, we'll say this activity maybe getting to the point where it's like a little bit worrisome for Poatan, but I think he'll be fine here. I think he will get the win here against Khalil Roundtree. Roundtree's live, I will say that, but I can't really find a reason to really back him here, other than just fading Pereira, which I've been doing over and over, except for that Jan Blachowicz fight, which is, I think that was the only fight I picked him to win for Pereira. So I've been wrong so many times against Pereira. The only other time I was right was when Izzy knocked him out the second time. And the first time was kind of dumb because of Mark Goddard. Now I don't even like Izzy, but besides the point. Sucky stoppage. I want to see is he out cold, but whatever. Yeah, I think Pereira gets the win here. 6 strike. I don't want to touch that. I don't really want to touch that. More takedowns. Well, you know what? More takedowns. I'll trust Khalil on that. I don't think he's shooting one takedown. I do not think he's shooting one takedown. I trust him on that. If there's a line for like 0.5 under for takedowns to Khalil Roundtree, I want to bet that. I actually legitimately believe Khalil Roundtree. He's not going to try taking down Peloton down. Maybe more takedowns. I think you can bet Pereira. It only bet that if it like voids, if it's 0. That's I will say that. I wouldn't be shocked if there's no takedown attempts at all in this fight. But yeah, I like Pereira to win. Yeah, I like Pereira. Give me Peloton. So, doing a quick recap, I like Court McGee. I think he can have wrestling upside here. Ryan Spann, I just think he bonks OSP to begin with. He's no confidence there. I like Tisha. I think her style of fighting she's definitely ready to go, and she's gonna keep this on the feet. Great takedown defense, and that's gonna be tough for Esparza because she's not gonna land as much damage as Tisha is in those exchanges. Hubbard, I think cardio is gonna get to the best of Hernandez. I'm not confident at all in this one, but yeah, I like Hubbard to win, and it may like be durable enough and not just die. I like Almeida. I think he might get wrestled a little bit early, but I think maybe cardio-wise, Ihor not going to do so great. And I think Cesar will do enough to win a decision. Not the most confident, but I do lean that. Marina Rodriguez, I think she'd be able to keep this on the feet, use that good movement she has, and maybe I think Lucinda, very possible she gets tired as the fight goes. She's never shown that before, but I think here at altitude, it's possible with how she fights. Give me Marina Rodriguez. I think I didn't talk about that. More 6 strikes. I'm curious what the line would be on that. I would probably take Marina, but I wouldn't bet that. I don't think I would bet that. More takedowns, probably Lucindo is pretty safe though. Not sure if she will, but who knows, maybe. And if Lucindo is dumb and doesn't try going for takedowns, this is a Marina Rodriguez fight all day, every day, in my eyes. Unless she gets caught randomly, which is possible, but I think she'll be fine. Yeah, I think Buckley's able to get takedowns and win like that. That's what I'm going with. I think Kevin Holland's going to keep away from Rowan Delidze, who's slow on the feet, and just land more strikes. Maybe hurt Delidze at one point, but not necessarily finish. I do think like a late finish on Kevin Holland prop is not the end of the world. Like that might not be that bad, especially with the odds it might be. Out of curiosity, I'm just gonna take a look at that right now. Like, what are those odds? Like, Kevin Holland late finish, like round 3, rounds 2 and 3 plus 1,000 for KO. Not too bad actually. I don't hate that. Yeah, round 3 KO plus 2,500. That is pretty crazy, but I'm not too crazy about betting that. But yeah, Kevin Holland to win. More 6 strikes, I guess, but don't do that. Just don't do that. Yeah, Kaylee Harrison the win. I'm not super interested. Maybe more takedowns is you'll probably be pretty good. Although, yeah, more takedowns would be good. More takedowns, I'd say. More 6 strikes, probably Kayla will be fine too, I think. But those numbers can be sucky, but probably better than her money line, so I'm assuming. I don't really know. I like Mario Batista. I think I like the 6 strike bet, probably a good amount, because he's definitely going to throw a lot of volume on Aldo for sure. More takedowns is going to... Yeah, it's going to be Batista. Maybe I wouldn't go too crazy with that, because Aldo, sometimes he's willing to try and take down dudes. But Mario Batista does have good takedown defense. As shown against Ricky Simone, I think Batista is going to push a great pace on Aldo. Raquel Pennington, I forgot to say, I like 6 strikes. Takedowns is I want to stay away from, I think. But 6 strikes, I definitely like Raquel Pennington in that sense. I think she does whatever the hell she wants. I think she's better everywhere, and I think she's going to put it on Pena. And last fight of the card, Peloton. I think he finds a KO shot on Roundtree. I wouldn't be shocked if this goes pretty long, because I wouldn't be shocked if Roundtree takes it slow, doesn't like force things, and Politan doesn't want to force things either. I wouldn't be shocked at that, but that's what I think. I like Pereira round 2 KO, and yeah, that's what I go with. So yeah, those are the picks. Pretty long video. So yeah, that was fun to do. Very hyped for 307. Got some bets I really love on this card, and I'm hoping they all hit, bringing us up, right up to the top. Open so yeah. Thank you also for I can't speak. Thank you all for watching. This is Champ Bets. You can check me out at champbetsmma.com as well as the betmma.tips, Champ Bets. And yeah, very excited for this card. Very also excited for next week. Talk about Roy Valtyra, that card. That's a pretty fun card. Yeah, hoping everything goes our way. Let's go. Have a great one, all.